One, two. Here we go. It's my time to rise. It's my time to shine. It's my time to live. It's my time to fly. It's my time. It's my time.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Arsenio. Welcome to my channel. And if you're new, thanks for joining me today. This is a place where you will discover the light that's inside of you, where you will be encouraged to arise in who God created you to be and shine within your purpose. Now, you know what I'm about to say next, right? Yep, you guessed it right. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and make sure you turn on your notification button so you know when I post my next video. So let's get started. I have a very special topic that I want to talk about. And I'm really going to come to you from heart to heart. The topic for today is all about being a Christian and seeing a therapist. I know there's so many stigmas out there. So much barriers that are out there about whether or not Christians should be seeing a therapist. And I have to say that I was one that I was very ignorant to that fact, where I thought that therapy was only for people that had psychiatric issues, for people that really had like some mental disorders. And I was like, yeah, therapy is not really for me. I'm good. I got Jesus. I'll just go and take it to my prayer closet and I'll be okay. Can I tell you that within these last few years, right, we've all been impacted by this pandemic, by COVID. And I think that it opened up the door more for us to talk more freely about therapy and seeking help, seeking counseling, and how it's not a bad thing. It's not a negative thing to seek counseling. As I think about it, I sat here and I thought to myself, well, Arsenio, if when you need a checkup, yearly checkup, you go and you see your primary care physician. When you need to find out about your nutrition or what to eat and how to exercise, you go and you see a nutrition, a dietitian. When you need to take care of your acne problems, you go and you see a dermatologist. So, why is it that when you need help and advice and help in navigating through some feelings, emotions, some past experience, why is it that you don't go see a therapist? And I sat there and I really began to think about that and began to reflect. As I'm getting older, I'm doing way more reflecting. And I thought about it and I was like, yeah, it's time. It's time. And I know that there's been such a misconception about therapy, and I know there's so much negative connotations about therapy that pushes people off, but I'm so glad that I started this journey, and I can't wait to share with you the 3 things that I so far am learning in seeing a therapist. So what lesson have I learned from seeing a therapist so far? It's okay to see a therapist as a Christian. When I started this journey, I began to realize how much I need a professional, someone that is licensed, someone that went to school and earned their degree to help me to navigate through some difficult moments, times in my life, to help me to be able to vocalize my feelings and my emotions, to see what's really lying underneath the surface of that emotion, right? It's so necessary to have someone, right? And I want to say this. The reason why I say someone that is professional and licensed is because we all have friends. We all have our besties, right? We all have, usually, hopefully, some of us have some good friends that are wise and give good advice. But there's nothing like going to someone that does not know you. Someone who you have really no relationship with, that you could fully be vulnerable and transparent and be able to, again, express some emotions and thoughts that come to your mind, some childhood experiences that you went through. Oh my, it's so relieving. It's so refreshing to be able to just go to someone that you'll see on a weekly, bi-weekly, monthly basis, to just go and vent and allow yourself to be you, to be free, and just speak, but then also get some good tips and advice and how to navigate through those times, those moments. So there's nothing wrong with a Christian seeing a therapist. And I want to say this, as a Christian, it doesn't mean because you go to therapy that you're weak in your faith. It doesn't mean that you don't have a strong relationship with God. It doesn't mean that there's an area where you're doubting or where it's like you're lacking trust. That is not true. I want you to know that in the Bible, it actually talks about how our plans fail because of lack of counseling, lack of advice. But with many advisors, your plans will succeed. It even talks about how iron sharpens iron, right? I know me, I am the one mostly doing the encouraging, the motivating, the uplifting day in and day out, that I needed to actually start to separate myself and to be able to go and be the one to actually sit and allow somebody to pour into me. Allow someone to give me some encouragement and advice, some motivation and inspiration. Not that I don't have friends that do that, but I needed something more deep and profound because of where I am heading and some things that I want to get handled better in my life. Something else that I actually learned from therapy is that we have to, or we should learn how to not judge with our eyes, but see with your heart and listen with your heart. When I began my search and looking for a therapist, me personally, I thought that I had to go and find someone that was of the same background and ethnicity, race as me. Now, for you, listen, I want you to hear me clearly. For you, you might need that. You might need that. But overall, I thank God that I was able to be opened. Remember, I'm sharing my journey. So I'm glad that I was able to be open and found a therapist that was totally opposite from where I come from in my background. And it actually turned out to be great. Wonderful person, able to relate, able to speak to me. And what I love most, that this is one thing I could say that is non-negotiable for me, is that they got to have some type of the same values, morals that I have, right? Being the background and all that, to me, that wasn't a big thing, but definitely the morals, the values, they had to have some. And that was a part of my question when I was asking around and seeking and doing consultation with these therapists. I was asking, what are your values? What are your morals? So as you do your search, make sure that you have your list of questions you want to ask, and ask them. Don't be scared to ask whatever it is that you need to know from this therapist. And you'll be able to see again, or to hear with your heart, right? See with your heart, and don't judge with your eyes. You'll be able to hear the other person's heart. So that is one thing that I actually learned from therapy. And what's awesome about therapists is that you could switch as often as you like. If someone is not working out for you, you thought they were, they're not working out, guess what? You could switch out and try a new one, right? Yes, give time, because I know it takes time to build that relationship and that trust. But if it's not working out after a couple of weeks, a month, go ahead and try someone else, right? You're not bound or stuck to one person. So what is something that I have accomplished during my journey in seeing a therapist so far? I could say is accepting a challenge. I was one that I would run away from a challenge. I was one that if things got hard, I was like, not doing it. Sorry, nope, no stress, no burden over here. Peace. Not today. That was me. But as I was going through this therapy and as I was talking and just things were being, light was being shed on some things, I was able to see like, wow, I actually did run away from challenges. But during this process, my therapist actually challenged me to really see what was underneath that and why was I running away from those challenges. And as that was coming up to the surface, I started to, when things got hard, I was like, you know what? This time I'm not running away. This time I won't give up. This time I will face whatever the situation is. And if I need to be more vocal, I'm going to do it. If I need to pull someone to the side to talk to them, to clarify things, guess what? I'm going to do it. I'm not going to avoid conflict, but I'm going to be able to try to deal and work things out instead of running away from it. So I was so happy to be able to accomplish that during my process or my journey in seeing a therapist. Also, accomplishing actually this YouTube channel. This YouTube channel was actually I have various reasons of starting this YouTube channel, but one of them was really because my therapist was really holding me accountable. She asked me what some of my goals were. She asked me why I haven't moved on my goals, what's holding me back, and why not go forth. And because I knew that the next time I spoke to my therapist, that was going to be one of the first things they were going to ask, I was like, okay, I need to go and start so that I could have an answer. So even being able to have an accountability partner who is also my therapist was very good. It was something that I was able to accomplish and happy to do so, or else I wouldn't be here with you today. So what am I grateful so far about this journey in seeing a therapist? I can say, number one, being able to take off one of my many hats. I am known as an encourager and a motivator. And for me to take that hat off and to actually just be me and being able to have a space where I could vent and be transparent and be vulnerable was so needed. And again, it's hard to explain, but it's amazing. It's amazing. I really am grateful. Like, I really don't even have words. As you can see, I don't have words how to, it's something that you just have to encounter and go through. Because that's the only way that you'll be able to feel and sense and experience what I'm feeling, you know? And I know it could be different for many people, but I think when you find the right therapist, that you would really find a sense of just peace and a sense of just, I can let everything down, let everything out, and feel good about myself, right? And have something to work towards too. So that is definitely something that I'm grateful for. Another thing I'm grateful for is that I actually found a Christian therapist. I found someone that has the same values and morals, same beliefs as me. And I know sometimes that could be kind of like, are they really good Christian? Yes, there are. And again, they don't have to be Christian. It could be whatever you choose. There's so many different types of therapists out there. But for me, I'm very grateful that I was able to find a good Christian therapist. Another thing I'm grateful for, and this is the last thing, is I'm actually grateful for the challenges. I'm grateful for being pushed and for being able to step up to some challenges in my life, being able to allow myself to be stretched, because that's how I find myself that I'm growing and I'm able to help more people because I'm being shaped, I'm being molded, right? God is revealing things to me about me that I've been praying for. Answers, right, are coming to me, and I'm just so grateful for that because I know that my story is going to be able to help someone else. So that's all that I have for today. I hope that you were able to hear my heart. I hope that you're able, that if you were someone like me who before really had questions and wasn't sure about seeing a therapist, especially as a Christian, that I was able to help you to maybe answer some of those questions, maybe able to help you to hear benefits about seeing a therapist, and also to break those stigmas and those barriers about being a Christian and seeing a therapist. Like, guys, that stuff is not true. There is nothing wrong, again, with seeing a therapist. And to all my therapists out there, I give you guys so many props. I thank you guys for what you do day in, day out, as you go and you have to go and carry and hear other people's burdens. At the same time, you probably dealing with your own things. But I honestly want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, that is all that I have for today. Thank you for watching, and make sure that if you like this video, you like, subscribe, and share. Comment down below on this video. I would love to hear your thoughts. So make sure that you know it is your time to shine. See you soon.